last four, three, two, one method, which you think that distress, then this technique is very useful, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have to do that 5 things what you heard, 5 things what one has touched, 5 things what we tasted today, what we see today. Either we have to think of the 5 things or note it down, penning down in a notebook. It is actually such a coping strategy that it can help in releasing the tension and stress within few minutes or few seconds. So whenever the mind is in stress, we can use this technique. That means we can think in our mind what 5 voices we heard today, what 5 things we touched today, what 5 things we tasted today, what 5 things we saw today. Either you write it in your mind or try to write it, or if not, then you can write it in your notebook. It is used to release the tension. Now I'm switching over to the mental techniques. That what are the mental techniques of mental resilience? We can play whenever the mind is in stress. The individual can play a memory game. There are several memory games. I feel we all are aware what a memory game is and how to play a memory game. So we can play a memory game. What it will do, it will actually switch our mental status from one state to the other. So playing a memory game is really helpful in overcoming stressful situations. As well as we can think in categories. Think in categories means you can think about musical instruments. How many musical instruments you know? How many cricket team players you know? How many ice cream flavors you know? This is called thinking in categories. How many birds you know? Or how many types of sanctuaries you know? This is actually thinking in categories, which automatically switch the mind from one state to the other, diverting from the stressful situation. We can run a timetable in our head. That's maths and number is also very helpful in releasing the stress. We can use a timetable or anything related to maths or number to divert the mind from stressful situations. We can recite something. Whenever the mind is in stress, we can recite something. Recitation, we can recite any poetry, recite any doha or anything, whatever you want, or even a story, stotra, anything. If you start reciting or your recitation, and automatically the mind's stress is released. Anchor about oneself, where you want to see yourself after 5 years, 2 years, or 10 years. On that very day, I was speaking that one should not speak or feel like I can become or I will become this and that. One should feel that I am growing or I am becoming like this, whatever your dream is. So anchor about yourself. For example, you can think positive and speak. Anchoring means speaking about yourself, introducing about yourself. So stand in the front of mirror and start introducing yourself in a positive way. Where you see yourself after 5 years, 2 years, in a year, what your short-term, long-term plans are, what you are doing to make your dreams comes true, how you are grooming, how you are growing as an individual, as a human being. So anchor about yourself what your hobbies are, what your limitations are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you love, what you what you in which things you are disinterested in which thing you are interested in. So like way you anchor yourself whenever the mind is in stress. It is also a very helpful technique, a very beneficial technique to overthrow stress. Visualize a task you enjoyed whenever the mind is in stress. So how to divert? Actually, the thing is that to divert the mind from stressful situation to a comfortable situation. That I'm talking about. That man cope up with this any crisis situation. And what we have to do whenever the mind is in stress, to change the state of mind. Change the state of mind from sorrow to joy. Change the state of mind from unhappiness to happiness. Changing the state of mind from stress or distress, rather to say distress, because your stress is positive also. So distress to comfort. So from one state to the another. For that, we can use different techniques which I described earlier also. We can use, for example, for changing one state to the another, we can visualize anything we enjoyed, any task you enjoyed earlier. For example, you have been given an assignment to do, or you have been given a project to complete, and you enjoyed completing the project with your teamwork, with your teammates, enjoyed completing the assignment with your teammates, with your colleagues, that you visualize in your memory. Just go into the past and visualize the things which you enjoyed, the task which you accomplished successfully. This also what will happen, because when someone is visualizing the things or the events or assignments or projects he or she has been assigned, or he or she has completed those tasks or assignment in the past successfully, then when the individual is visualizing those things in which he has completed the task or assignment, the mind is automatically compelled to towards happiness from unhappiness, from a state of distress to a state of mental peace. So this we actually want. So this can be done through visualizing any task or any memory which you or anyone has enjoyed actually earlier, or a different technique is also that is describing a common task. For example, how to make a coffee, how to make a cup of coffee, how to make any food. If you want, if you know how to make a food, any food, if you know how to make any stuff or any juice, then you can describe it. For example, how to make a coffee, making coffee, how talking office, step by step you describe it. For example, you can describe in your mind also, or you can describe to somebody else also. When you are instructing someone how to make a coffee, how to finish a task, how to lock a room, step by step, it releases the stress again. Or to describe what's around you. For example, you sit somewhere in a room, and you start describing what are the things which you are visualizing in a room, what are the things what are those things made up of, how much colorful or vibrant those things are, what are the meanings of those things. So describe what is around you, describe your in your mind, or you can speak also. You can describe it within yourself, or you can describe it loudly also about your surroundings. And also these are some mental techniques of mental resilience. Mental resilience has three techniques which I described earlier: physical techniques, mental techniques, and soothing techniques. Physical techniques I have earlier explained. I'm just uh, go one by one again. Just putting our hands in water from cold to hot, hot to cold, picking up or touching items near us, that to know whether the things are soft heavy, light, or hard, which color it is of, breathing, take the deep, breathe deeply, enjoy the food, or take a short walk, few exercises or stretching, listening to surroundings, feeling the body, 5 4 3 1 5 4 3 2 1 techniques. These few techniques are the physical techniques. When I talk about mental techniques, playing a memory game, thinking in category, thinking about any maths and number, for example, running a timetable in our head, reciting something, anchoring about oneself, visualizing a task we enjoy, describing a common task, describing what's around you. That means describing the environment, describing the surroundings. So these are few things which actually change the state of mind, where the one is feeling depressed or one is feeling isolated or one is feeling lonely. Like it can switch the mind from feeling whole, from lonely to whole, from depressed to happiness, or to feeling when one is feeling unworthy, then to worthiness. So it can switch the mind. The last is your soothing techniques. In soothing techniques, we can visualize someone we care about, the place we like, the place we enjoy to be, or the things which you are passionate about. Listening to positive musics, listing positive things about yourself, talking positive things about yourself, talking loud positive things about yourself. So these are few soothing techniques which can soothe the mental distress or agony which is present in our mind, which is threatening the peace of mind to a happy and sound mind. So these are few physical, mental, and soothing techniques. Now, if I discuss about few things, for example, what actually COVID-19 has resulted in. So, in a nutshell, the COVID-19 pandemic has not only put a profound shock to our societies and economies, but has exposed different psychological structural inequalities across sphere. In this time of crisis, when resources are strained and institutional capacity is limited, we all are facing disappropriate impacts. That means human beings are facing disproportionate impacts with far reaching consequences. For example, it has led to violence, the rate of domestic violence has increased. Healthcare workers are actually the who are the warrior of this COVID-19 are actually in danger also. The health and sanitation is a critical element in preventing the spread of COVID-19. But according to the estimates of WHO and UNICEF, 3 billion or up to 40% of the world's population do not have hand washing facility with water and soap at home. This has actually also overburdened health system and had further disrupted health services, which I would like to say, especially for women and girls. This can be more catastrophic in rural, marginalized, and low literacy communities where the individuals are less likely to access health services, medicines, and insurance coverage. It has actually, this has hard hit the economies. The human beings are harder hit by economic impacts. School closures and social distancing measures have increased the unpaid care and domestic load, especially of women. And it is likely that the pandemic could result in prolonged dip in incomes as well as women's income and labor force participation. United Nations Women's Survey results from Asia and Pacific are showing that women are facing losing their livelihoods faster than men. and it is estimated that unemployment is to rise between 5.3 million to 24.7 million, with more than 1.5 million students in home as of March 2020 due to this pandemic. With the increased demand for unpaid childcare and domestic workers. So all these school closures, overstretched healthcare systems, uh, all these have acute effects on the mental health of individuals. And migrants, if I talk about migrants, so this has led to loss of income and jobs with their health, safety, and well-being is ignored. So what shall be done? If I talk about mental health, irrespective of mental health, what shall be done? What interventions or suggestions should be there to make a policy or program interventions so that how to face with this unemployment, poverty, or loss of job or income? So I feel that everyone should come forward to provide social protection and economic stimulus packages to whom who who they need succor or protection from ourselves, to support and practice equal sharing of care workers, or to inculcate more participation of individuals, especially of women, I will talk about. So it needs actually different global programs specifically related to COVID-19 responsive prevention and management of this pandemic so that we can cope up with this pandemic, which has affected finance also, economies, that is finance also, mental health also, and everything. It has actually negatively impacted. So all these factors are there which must not be overlooked. Irrespective of all these things, the first and foremost thing, being a human being, is to help others in this situation so that the individual's mental health cannot be ignored or individuals mind be at peace, because we have heard that a sound mind is necessary for a sound body also. For example, sound mind and sound body, we have heard that these two things are essential, critical. So if you focus always upon, for example, if the way we take nutritious food to protect our body from any type of infection, the same way, or not only for any type of infection, we are taking nutritious food or different vitamins, minerals, staple, to make our body free make our body free from any danger, to protect our body free from any environmental surrounding conditions, as well as to boost up our immune system. Similarly, the mind needs nutrition. Actually, I don't know how many of you have heard about this dopamine hormone, actually, which is known as happy hormone. So whenever the mind is in distress, that is a negative stress, the level of dopamine hormone is dipped. In that very situation, the individual feels lonely, the individual feels himself or herself non-worthy. So in that very case, to increase the level of dopamine hormone is very necessary, which can be done through different yogas, meditation, and but or techniques of mental resilience, which I talked in my two different sessions, as well as I completed it today, which are physical, mental, and soothing techniques, which the way our body needs nutritious food, similarly our mind needs nutrition in the form of meditation, in the form of different yogas, in the form of different types of grounding techniques. So if you are fulfilling the need of your body immune to make it immune from different dangers and boost up the immune system, similarly you should take care of your mind also, because body is not going to control your mind, but mind is going to control your body. So mind is far more important than body. If your mind is sound, then body will automatically work coordinated. So the time is always the mind should be given more weightage. Now actually in this COVID-19 crisis, the need of the hour is to take care of the mind, because if our mind is well, if our mind is at peace, if our mind is not threatened or not any panic, or there is not any fear or phobia, and we are giving the mind the nutrition which the mind is asking for, which the mind deserves, in the form of meditation, in the form of positive thinking, in the form of different soothing techniques, in the form of different physical and mental resilience techniques, in the form of different grounding techniques, then definitely our mind is going to be at peace, our mind is going to be happy, and it will increase the level of dopamine. It has been found in different research that when the level of dopamine is increased, the individual is happy. And when the individual is happy, definitely you people are aware the individual how a happy individual behave and how an unhappy individual behave. How you behave when you are happy with your surroundings, with others, and how you are behaving when your mind is in stress. So it is the time to take out time for ourselves, not wasting time in controlling others or thinking about others, rather investing our time to control our emotions, to control our mind, to feed our minds from positive thinkings, from positive actions, so that it can cope up with any type of crisis. So if any question is there, I will like to answer. If there is any question, I would like to answer. Hello.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Hello. If there is any question, I would love to answer and ended my session of webinar. Dr. Ghosh, is there any question, or because I have left 10 minutes for question and answer session?
No, madam, he is not connected actually. Amrita Kumari trying to connect. Maybe she has some question. Please properly. You can try for herself.
If there is any,
Okay.
if you want to ask any question, you can type also.
Yes, sir. You
I will
can.
answer. You need to ask if there is an actually background, so you anybody who wants to ask any question, if somebody has any query, they can type in the chat box.
Give her the message. If she has some question, she'll type it in the chat box.
I feel, Dr. Ghosh, there is not any doubt or there is not any query. Probably either all the participants have understood it very in a better way, or they don't have understood anything.
One main option, so we can think positive. Think positively. That's we can understand all this thing and we can do that.
So shall we end the meeting, Dr. Ghosh, or shall we continue, or shall I continue it for few more minutes?
You can brief it or summarize it for 2 minutes. Maybe.
Actually, I have already summarized it and I have put it. I have put time.
Okay.
But he have. I don't feel factors with this, which I did. Social distancing, medication efficacy for future of finance, factor associated with this pandemic. What I like to say that this crisis calls for collaboration and kind. See of the different strategies we go through this aftermath.
So, madam, if you finish your part, then you can do anything. Thank you for coming in our webinar and for our colleagues and for our student side also.
Thank you.
Okay, madam, thanks.
One thing I would like to say that in this much impacted women and girls. So I would request all of you focus to reduce this based and which has been found in a research that it has been increased and try to provide social protection and economic social protection and government should act to support this women and girls care workers. And recent expansion of this gig economy will like so our focus must be on is going to be increased and when we grill our skills way and there must be programs then there can be so I suggest society who are needy paying attention minister making
Okay, thank you for your suggestion, madam. So if anyone has any question, then we can ask to the madam. Otherwise, we can conclude our meeting or webinar. Anyone has any question? You can ask the.
You don't feel participated.
Okay, madam. Then we can conclude.
Yes, because I have asked several times, but I don't feel you have any.
Queries.
Love to answer this question. Even one has responded that there is not any question.
Juvin Chatterjee has been giving this.
Chatterjee, that there is. So,
Okay, madam. Thank you for coming in our webinars. Next time we'll
thank you.
also contact with you. Thank you.